So I'm assuming you came here because you want to know what the best controller settings are for Season 2. So I recently just reached 500 hours of playtime in this game. Yes, I know, I need to touch grass, I've heard it all. I am level 355, so I think I have enough experience to know what settings work the best. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I use, and hopefully this can help you guys out in the future and help you become a better player. Now, I'll show you some gameplay at the end of how these settings perform, but first let's go over the actual settings. So starting in gameplay and UI, I'm obviously on controller, and I play at 120 field of view. Now I always play at 120. If you can't play at 120, I highly suggest going to 110, but nothing lower than 100. For ADS field of view, you want to have consistent. Behavior, you want to have hold, and then ADS sensitivity transition, you want to have it on instant. Now here's the important part. For aiming interrupts reload, you want to have this on. This is so if an enemy pops in front of you while you're reloading, you could just aim in and shoot them if you have any extra bullets in your clip. I can't tell you how many times this saved my life. And then crouch behavior and sprint behavior, I have it on toggle and tap. For auto sprint, I do have this off, but I know some people like it on. If you do put it on, you could push the threshold to like 40 or above. That seems to be what a lot of people use, but I just keep it off because it seems to mess me up a lot. For sprinting interrupt reload, you want to make sure you have this off, so that way you can still run away while you're reloading. And if you need to interrupt the reload, that's why we have the aiming. If you have this and the sprint reload on, then you're just going to mess yourself up so many times. The rest of the options in this category is really optional and just goes by your personal preference. I just keep everything default as far as slide behavior all the way down to scoreboard behavior. And then at the bottom here for the user interface, now for the HUD, you can actually make it smaller so that way your minimap appears more towards the middle of the screen. This is what I put it on, 35 horizontal and 55 vertical. And then if you scroll all the way down, you see something called Team Composition Overlay. This is where you can see your teammates and your enemies on the screen while you're in a match. This is helpful because it can tell you when your teammates have their ultimate ability, what faction they're using, who's currently dead and who's not, so it's definitely very helpful, especially in ranked matches. Okay, now we're done with the gameplay and UI, let's go down to controller settings. So for button layout, I do play hurdler flip. I use R3 to jump, which I know sounds weird, but trust me, it's very good. And I shoot with the bumpers, L1 and R1 or LB and RB. For aim assist, you want it on standard. Now this is where it kind of comes down to personal preference, but I highly suggest playing around with this because you never know how much better you can be if you adjust these settings. So for aim assist strength, I dropped it to -1. And then for aim assist follow, I drop it to -2. This gives you more free reign of your aim without it actually dragging to the enemy, messing you up. For response curve type, there's two different types you should play, either linear or reverse S-curve. Reverse S-curve is probably more popular than linear, and I do alternate from time to time depending on how my aim is feeling that day. So it doesn't really matter which one you put this on, test them both out and see which one works better for you. For sensitivity, I put it 40-40. I don't touch it anymore. I keep it at 40-40 no matter what, and it works best for me. For ADS low zoom, 0.75. This makes your aiming more accurate. For high zoom, this is for like snipers and stuff. This is really your preference. I don't really snipe, so I have it at 0.90. For dead zone, left stick and right stick, I have it at 4 and then at 2. Having your right stick lower gives you more freedom with your aim. If you have your right stick to like 10, then it's gonna feel a little bit worse. So I highly suggest putting it lower. And then for speed multiplier, I have this at 0.90. So I never touch these settings right here. I just keep it all the same. No matter what I adjust, these stay the same. And then what you guys also can do is go to language and accessibility. You want to go down to the colorblind mode, and I use the Pro Tanopia. This is where your enemies highlight yellow. They stick out more, they're easy to spot, and they don't blend in with the map like the color red does. And those are my settings that I use for Season 2. Now we're going to hop into a game so you guys can see some gameplay of these settings in action. So when you first switch to linear, if you guys are trying the linear option, it's going to take some adjusting. Don't just give up on it after like one game or two. Like, you're really going to have to play around with it. My first game on, I probably should have warmed up before the video. But as you can see, feels nice. I'm trying to get more gunfights here. Where is everybody at? Did spawn flip already? There we go. And the hurdler button layout is really good for jumping and staying mobility, as you can see. It's all about movement in this game. Now, I'm going to make a separate video on like tips and tricks on how to become, or how to improve your movement in this game to win more gunfights. A lot of people requested it, so I'm going to make a video on it soon. So if you guys want to see, stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys can also check me out on Twitch, iStayAmazing. The link to my channel will be in the description, so you guys can watch me when I actually live stream, interact with me, play with me, and we have some fun. Ready? Let's see if we can sneak in. There we go. I think there's someone in here. I heard him. Kinda. Oh no, he's out here. Okay, never mind. Obviously, it'll take some adjusting, so you gotta be patient. But in the end, it would be worth it. And again, if linear does not work for you, you can switch to S-curve, and S-curve might be a better option. It all depends on the type of player you are. Here's somebody. There we go. Now, your aim's probably gonna feel more loose with the SMG because it's more like fast-paced, I would say. There we go. Ooh, we almost died there. Oh my god, this is so boring, bro. Get me out of this game. Please, I'm never doing TDM for a video ever again. Hopefully everyone watching still enjoyed the video, and it finally ended. So with these settings, you should get more kills, more player of the games, and it should increase your performance overall. We got a 3 KD this game. I died a little bit more than I wanted to because I got distracted a few times, but we got 39 kills. If you guys enjoyed the video and you thought these tips were helpful, hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see my future videos of this game because I will be dropping a lot more.